Hello, ladies and gents, and other people that are watching, dogs, cats, whatever. I am kicking it up a notch today with having my microphone clipped onto my shirt, just like the good old days when I was in a TV studio filming. And also because I know the audio sounds better and my air conditioning is on and I'm not sitting usually where I sit. So you get the primo version of audio today. Ooh. All right, so today I think is day 19. I'm starting to lose track of numbers going up because at this point in the process, I know that July is ending and August is starting, and my surgery is scheduled right now for August 10th. So it's more like a countdown instead of a count up, which is why I have no idea what number it is. I'm just going to keep going up from whatever the last one was, which I'm pretty sure was 18. So today is day 19. And this morning, I was really anxious this morning. I just feel like I'm supposed to be on vacation this week. I'm supposed to be on vacation from work this week, well, from everything this week. And I've been running around like a lunatic the past 2 days, just trying to get stuff done and get things in place and making sure that all my I's are dotted and all my T's are crossed. And this morning I woke up, I took my blood pressure, and it was a little bit high, and that was so frustrating because I've been working my tail off for years, since I was diagnosed with FMD, to not take blood pressure medicine, because I don't want to, but be able to do mind-body connection and stuff in order to get my blood pressure down. And I've been able to do that, and it's super exciting. And I know there's medication I can take, but I would rather, if there's, more holistic ways that I can lower blood pressure, then I would rather do that. So, I was frustrated this morning when I got up, and I slept again weird last night. Like, I conked out at 10:30 or something at night, and then I woke up, it was 4 a.m, which is peak bird chirping time. And once the birds start chirping, it's all I hear is tweet, 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 and I just can't fall back asleep. So put on my meditation music. I fell back asleep after an hour, which then it's day is starting. And I had an appointment, a virtual appointment with my breast surgeon this morning, so I know I couldn't sleep late. So my sleep has just been choppy. I guess I'll make up for that when I get back from surgery and home, because I'll be on narcotics and sedated, and I guess sleeping a lot. I don't know. But my point is, after I saw my blood pressure was higher than I wanted it to be, I went on my apps and meditated. I actually did it 3 times because I wasn't fully meditated. After the first one, I'm still not calm. And the irony was that the app that I use, again, I don't endorse anything, I'm just saying, I use the Calm app. I use a couple apps because there's certain voices in the Calm app that do not make me calm. I think I mentioned in another vlog how Australian men seem to be who I relax to the most. I don't relax to women's voices usually. There's very few yoga instructors that I click with that I'm okay, it's calming and relaxing. So I choose to go on what they call, it's the daily walk, I think it's called, and it's a male voice. So I can relax to that better, don't know why. So I did that, and today's was called Tailspin, or something along those lines, which is exactly where I was. It's you're doing and doing and doing and doing and doing. This is just how I function, and as much personal development as I've done, I'm better, but I still push, and I know when to stop, but it's never perfect. It's like an artist, you paint and draw and edit, and it's never perfect. Even when you're editing stuff, when I did my show, which I will get back to, just not now, when I was editing my show, I would constantly go back to tweak it. And I'm no, I could do this, I could add this, and this sounds better than this sound. And you could just play with the software forever and not be done. And there's some point where you just have to be and just leave it. So I was getting that that's how I was being again, and it's making my blood pressure go up, and it's making me not be on vacation when I'm supposed to be on vacation this week. So it's like, how do you stop that? So I did the meditation, and it was perfect in how he explained things, especially with me personally, and I'm sure lots of you. There's so many personal development things out there. I talk about Landmark, but there's so much different things you can do, so many different modalities of things that you can do. And the point is that you're like making yourself better, for lack of a better term. You're making yourself better. Things that you don't like about how you are. It's like, what's working, what's not working, let's shift that. And I was in that mode for so long, and I'm much happier as a human being now than I ever have been. I speak up about things. I'm just overall in such a more clear-headed place than I was years ago. But I do notice, that I still use a lot of fillers. Oh, right there, self-criticism. Oh my gosh, I just did it. Yeah, it's not complete. I still use a lot of filler words, and when I'm watching these back, it annoys me. But the point of these vlogs is not to pay attention to my filler words. It's to pay attention to the content of what I'm saying to hopefully have some impact on other people. And it is very therapeutic for me too, because I'm not a journaler. I'm a video journaler, I guess, but I don't like to write in a physical journal. So the point was, doing personal development is wonderful. I think everyone should step back and take a look at themselves and their role in things. And you have to balance that out with loving yourself. And I do love myself. What I'm not doing is being compassionate enough with myself. I'm going through all this stuff right now, and my head is still in the place of, how could I help this person and this person? How can I make grocery shopping easier for someone else for me? I did blood work yesterday at the hospital, and they took like 5 vials of blood just for a physical, unrelated to all this stuff. Before I knew this, I'm like, just check out everything and see what's going on with me. And when I left the hospital, I was fasting, so I hadn't eaten anything, and I'm a morning breakfast person. So when I left, I'm like, I really got to go home and eat something because I'm hungry. And I saw a woman when I was going to the lab with a walker, and I just wanted to be in and out of the hospital. Like, I don't like being there. I'm tired of being there. So like, I felt bad, but I walked around her, and then she was going to the lab too, and then I felt bad because I'm like, I just cut in front of this woman to go get blood work done, and that does not make me feel good. And I'm like, but should I be worried about me because I'm hungry and I want to go home? Or prioritize her because she's older and I just like cut in front of an elderly woman in a walker? Anyway, fast forward. When I go to leave, I want to like hurry up and go home because I'm hungry. I pull out, start driving to the exit of the parking garage, and I see that same woman, and I remember her saying in the elevator that she was parked on level G, but I was parked on P1, and I see her walking on P1, even though she didn't get off the elevator with me. And then I'm starting to like think, oh crap, does she know, like, is she lost? What's going on? Whatever. And it's still COVID. Like, I'm not just going to go up to some random person and have a face-to-face conversation without a mask. And it's hard to understand people still when they have their masks on, unless you're a clear speaker. So I asked her if I could help her, and she looked at me funny, and I said, I remember you being in the elevator, blah, blah. And I told her I felt bad that I cut in front of you for my lab work. I'm like, I just wanted to go home. I said, but I noticed that you said you were getting off at G and you're on P1. And she said to me, I can't find my car. And my heart just goes out to her, because if I were her age and having a hard time walking around, I'd want the help too. So because of COVID, and I don't want to get sick and have this woman in my car because it's weird, I don't know who she is. And with COVID, I don't want to get sick by having someone I don't know in my car. I thought I saw a security guard in the parking garage, and I parked and I got out of the car and tried to find him, couldn't find him. And I didn't know how to help her, and she said, well, I'll just keep looping. And I said, no, stop looping. I said, go back inside, go, where the lobby is, and tell them, because that was a short walk, tell them that you can't find your car, and they will take care of it to find it for you. She doesn't have a fob that you can press a button. She's like, my car is older. And my heart just went out to her, And when I pulled out, so she said she was going to do that. She starts walking to the building, and then I feel bad because I'm like, what happens if she trips or something on the way? She's using a walker, and I see this couple walking to their car, or they were walking. I didn't know originally they were going to their car, and I said to them, it was a man and his wife, and I said to them, explain the situation. There's this woman, she can't find her car, blah, blah, blah. And I said, would you mind when you go in the hospital, letting someone know there, because they're much more able to walk than this other woman is, and I don't want something to happen to her. And the woman turns to me and she says, well, we're really busy. We're just going to leave. And I'm like, seriously? Like, you're able to walk to your car, and so is your husband, and this woman is having a hard time walking. It's super hot outside. She's in a parking garage. Like, really? It's the humanity thing, like, would you want someone to do that for you, So I kept my obscenities to myself, went in the car and started driving out, and then there was a person checking for people with COVID symptoms when I was going into the garage, so I looped around and said to the guy, there's a woman on P1, can't find her car, blah, blah, and he went inside, said he'd take care of it. Like, thank you. Like, you shouldn't have to get paid to do that. Like, he works there and his job is to take care of stuff like this, but like, you would think that a human being walking in the parking lot who's, able can help this woman out. And the two of them were like, no, you've got other things to do. And, I shouldn't make assumptions, whatever, but I'm like, there's just not enough humanity in this world, truly. I totally got in a tangent with that one. But my point was that I was looking out for her, not looking out for me. And by the time I got back to my car, I realized that I was like not feeling well. Like, I hadn't had water, I hadn't had food in over 12 hours, and I was not feeling well. And then I'm like, why do I do this and not prioritize, but I feel like I sometimes prioritize other people over myself. And this is like a stranger I'm prioritizing over me eating and getting home in one piece. I mean, I'm clearly fine, but like, I guess a lesson to leave with that part of my vlog today is like, have some humanity with other people. I know a lot of people who do, but I just see these things where people are in their own worlds and doing their own thing, and it's like, we're not here alone. You can't do anything alone. When I was teaching, I would think of students that I had that were kind of punky. I taught middle school. So, hormones, kids get snappy, whatever. But I remember thinking, like, some of those kids have literally never been even outside of the town where I worked. Oh, weirdly, no, I'm not wearing a sweatshirt, same color. I seem to blend today. I've got this red, orange thing going. But I remember thinking, like, there were kids that were brighter academically that would just think they were better than the kids that I had that were in, like, remedial classes. And I'm like, it's not that you're better, you're brighter when it comes to academics. But I'm like, this one kid wasn't going to college after school. I mean, I worked there a while, so I could follow them as they were getting older to see what they were doing. And I'm like, everyone has a part in making things work. Like, you could be on some kid's case and then he ends up being the guy who's going to, like, fix your car or something to make you get to your fancy schmancy job or whatever. Like, the world does not work in individuals. It works when, like, people work together. Anyway, so going back to the meditation thing this morning, I noticed that, like, while I stand up for humanity and other people, try to make the world a better place, right now I'm not focusing enough and being compassionate enough with me. All the tasks I've been doing and talking about, like, yes, they have to be done, and overall I'll feel better if stuff is done, but I realized today it's never going to be done. Like, there's going to be something that's going to pop up that's something I didn't plan. Hello? Like this. There's going to be, like, a task or an errand or something that I didn't think of that's going to pop up. And all these people are just, like, coming to my rescue with, like, stuff they're doing for me. The Sign Up Genius went out today, for meals, for grocery shopping, gift cards for my son, not gift cards, but like gas mobile cards for, gas station cards, so he can get gas and not have to worry about me transacting money back and forth. Like all those things. And I'm like, what am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? And I'm spending so much time thinking about that I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't had enough water today. And oh yeah, it's 3:00. I never had lunch. All I had was breakfast. And I can't be doing that. Like, now's the time to be focusing on me. And I'm a perfectionist. I totally own up to that. Part of my math-wired brain, I feel like, is, doing finances. I can't really make mistakes. You make a mistake, it's going to screw everything up. So I have to make sure, like, everything is right. Can't be off by a penny because it screws up everything. And, I mean, that's actually true. I'm not just saying that because it's me. I mean, if your books are off by a penny, it messes everything up. Like, why is it off by a penny? And you have to figure it out. But when it comes to this kind of thing in life, I see now and I recognize that I'm not taking care of myself and being compassionate with myself and slowing down, like that pillow I showed you a few vlogs ago. So I did some work today, which I shouldn't have, but I'm like, wait, this needs to be done. And I closed the laptop, put it away, set it to be charged, whatever, or set up to be charged, and left it. And I'm like, woohoo, I'm on vacation, a couple of days late, because it should have been a couple of days ago. Whatever. So the point being that the tailspin, at least I'm catching it now, where I'm not at a point that the tailspin's so low that, like, I have a fever, or I'm totally dehydrated, or I'm nauseous. I haven't gotten to that point, so I'm better at it, but I still see that happening in me. And the nice, refreshing thing that turned it around for the meditation I did this morning was noticing as, yes, you do all these things to improve yourself, but how much do you actually do to accept yourself? I'm not saying, like, I have 25,000 things wrong with me that I have to improve. Yes, there are things I needed to improve on. Ironically, communication being one of them, which is funny because I can communicate like this, but this is like two-dimensional because even though I know you're on the other side, like, I don't have a human in front of me, but I'm much more open about communicating things more freely without being afraid of what the other person's going to say or how they're going to react or me looking stupid. I don't care about all those things anymore. But self-acceptance is a different story. And I'd said when I did the vlog about, like, my toe, I accept the fact that I don't have a toenail on my big toe. Like, I don't care. But it's those are physical, I guess. It's the characteristics that I'm not as accepting of. Like, I accept that I'm super detail-oriented. But I also have to accept myself that it's not all going to get done. It's just not. Something's going to pop up that I don't think about, and that's okay. You can't have every duck in a row because you're going to drive yourself nuts because it's just not possible. So, like, no matter what, if you're on this journey with me and, you have breast cancer or some kind of cancer and you're on this timeline watching this because of that, this is just where I am with it's been 19 days. Originally, when I was diagnosed, they told me I'd have the surgery by day 14. It was just because of scheduling with the hospital why it got pushed back, which is fine, but they don't want it to go much further. But I just have to accept that, like, it's not all going to get done. My furniture's all rearranged right now in my apartment because I have buckles in my carpet, and my maintenance guys are coming to the apartment while I'm on vacation to fix it. So furniture had to get moved, and most of it got moved, but then there were couple little spots that had things I had to move, like this chair, which I can easily just slide over. But I know I had to do the buckling in my bedroom, and I'm like, did I really have to do it in the living room, in the kitchen? No. But if they're going to come, they might as well do it. And then, like, this morning, I was oh my gosh, like, I was painting. Like, I'm not eating lunch on time, But I found the paint that matches my walls and like on the corners, like it starts to wear off. And I started I took the paint out with a sponge and I started like touching up the walls. And I'm like, it looks better and it doesn't stress me out. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, what am I doing? Priorities, I'm good at priorities with deadlines, like with work and with the kids and that kind of stuff. I never, in all my years of teaching, 15 years of teaching, never lost a kid's paper, ever lost a kid's paper. So when they'd say, oh, you probably lost my homework, I'm like, nope, it's possible, but doubtful. Never. I swear, 15 years of teaching, never lost a kid's paper. I've lost plenty of things after that, but never lost a student's paper. Maybe because I prioritized them more than I do me. So if any of you young'uns are watching, these are meant, by the way, for people over the age of 18, just heads up, because I know I curse and whatever. But it's a thing that I think you learn as you get older, and I'm 49. I'd like people to learn these things when they're much younger than I am. But just to accept yourself, I accept that I'm a perfectionist, and I accept that, not everything is going to get done. Self-acceptance and compassion. I haven't been soft enough with myself that, that mirror work, damn it, Jen, you have cancer right now. What the hell? Why did I just do literally every ounce of laundry in this apartment? Except for a couple of pieces in my son's room. But I did all the laundry. Did I have to? No, but now it's sitting there and I have to fold it and put it away. Did I have to do that? No. I just tend to run in extremes. And I accept that I tend to run in extremes. And it's something that I'll work on, but for right now, I just need to be with the acceptance. And if the laundry doesn't all get folded and put away, then it doesn't all get folded and put away. I don't think anyone's ever come up to me and said, Jen, your shirt is too wrinkled. And if you do, I'd be like, sister, you got not enough problems. You have to be concerned about the wrinkles on my shirt. And that's why people are into irons, though I don't iron frequently. And then you have wrinkle release, if I really cared. There are lots of things that I accept, but I haven't shaved my legs in 3 days. I don't really care. But I feel like those are more physical, and I'm not focusing so much on compassion for the characteristics that I have. So, I'm going to sign things off. I'm getting better. This is under a half an hour, but I can't seem to get to my point fast enough. I think I just want to get the point home and across to all of you. So humanity, be kind to other people. You don't know everyone else's story, so be accepting of other people and giving to other people, and also to yourself. Recognize the things about you that you're like, well, I don't like this about me. Okay. That could be something to work on. But you don't always have to work on stuff. You can pause and accept you for who you are and nurture you for who you are and then move along. That's it. All right. I'm going to go fold some laundry. But not, I'm intentionally not going to fold all the laundry. Even though I know the towels don't count, because it doesn't really matter if those are wrinkled. I am not going to fold every shirt just for you. Just for you who are watching, and just for you, meaning you, Jen, because that's who I see right now. So there. All right. Have a great whatever you're doing, and accept yourself. Give yourself a big hug. You know what? Let's all do that right now together. Take one hand, this might mess up my mic, so I'm going to put my mic really high for now. Sorry if this messes with your audio. I'm going to do that for right now. Take one hand and put it on your left shoulder. This is going to sound awful, actually, but whatever. One hand on your left shoulder, one hand on your right shoulder. Don't just watch me. Go do it. Right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder, and give yourself a great big squeeze. and love yourself and accept yourself for who you are, because you are awesome. Bye, everyone.